We live so much of our lives online. We work, we play, we connect with people all over the world. But behind that smooth, seamless digital experience, there's this massive physical world that most of us never, ever see. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden factories that power our digital age, data centers. And it really all starts with one simple question.
Really think about it for a second. When you search for something on Google, or you stream a show, or even just fire off a quick message, where does that request actually go? It feels like magic, right? It's just instant. But it's not magic. It's a physical journey.
So the second you click anything, this little packet of data just shoots off your device. It travels through this vast global web of fiber optic cables. Some are buried under land, others are lying on the bottom of the ocean, and it's all headed toward a very specific, very real place.
And that's where it's all headed, a data center. And let's be clear, it's not some fluffy cloud up in the sky. It's a real physical building, a massive industrial-scale facility just packed with tens of thousands of powerful computers, we call them servers, that are storing, processing, and managing all of our digital information.
So, how in the world did we get from computers the size of a room to these sleek global nerve centers? Well, let's look at their evolution.
You got to go all the way back to the 1940s, to these enormous computer rooms like ENIAC. Then, fast forward to the dot-com boom in the 90s, and suddenly every company had its own dedicated server room. By the 2000s, these morphed into huge internet data centers. And today, today we're in the era of hyperscale campuses, these sprawling complexes built to handle the unbelievable demands of the cloud and artificial intelligence.
But what's it actually like inside one of these modern digital fortresses? Okay, let's take a peek inside. Honestly, these places are just incredible feats of engineering. Every single thing, and I mean everything, is meticulously designed for three things: maximum efficiency, insane security, and basically zero downtime.
Okay, so one of the biggest challenges? Heat. With thousands of servers running 24/7, it's just intense. The solution is a pretty brilliant, simple idea: the hot aisle/cold aisle setup. They arrange the server racks so that cold air gets pumped into the cold aisles for the servers to breathe in. Then, all the hot exhaust gets blasted out into hot aisles, where it's immediately sucked away to be cooled. It's this constant, perfectly controlled river of air.
And the security? It's straight out of a Mission Impossible movie, I swear. We're talking layers upon layers. It starts with huge perimeter fences and bollards, strong enough to stop a truck. Then, to even get in the door, you have to go through something called a man trap, a special door that only lets one person through at a time, usually after a biometric scan, like your fingerprint. And even after all that, the servers themselves are inside locked steel cabinets.
Now, the number one absolute golden rule of a data center is that it can never, ever go down. So how do they do it? With a concept called N+1 redundancy, which basically means everything has a backup. Every server has two power cords, plugged into totally separate A and B power sources. If one goes out, the other takes over instantly. If the entire city's power grid fails, massive batteries, these UPS systems, kick in immediately, giving them just enough time to fire up huge backup diesel generators.
But all this nonstop power, it comes at a cost, a huge planet-sized cost, when you look at the sheer amount of energy these places gobble up.
Yeah, the scale of this it's just hard to wrap your head around. A single large data center can suck down as much electricity as a medium-sized town.
So let's zoom out. The global picture is, honestly, it's staggering. In 2022, data centers were already responsible for 1.3% of all electricity used on the entire planet. And that number? With the AI boom we're seeing, the International Energy Agency thinks it could double by 2026. Double. And if you look at just the United States, the trend is even crazier. Power demand is expected to more than double in just a few years, jumping from 17 gigawatts in 2022 to a projected 35 gigawatts by 2030. And what's driving this? Almost all of it is the crazy appetite of new AI models.
Now, because energy is such a massive cost, the entire industry is completely obsessed with efficiency. The big metric they all use is called power usage effectiveness, or PUE. It's basically a score. It measures how much of the power coming into the building is actually used for the computers versus how much is wasted on things like cooling. A perfect score is 1.0. The best data centers today can get incredibly close, down around 1.2.
But energy isn't the only thing these digital factories are guzzling at an alarming rate.
they also have this just unquenchable thirst for water.
A really common way to cool these places is through something called evaporative cooling. Think of it like how your body sweats to cool down. But when you do that on an industrial scale, well, a single data center can burn through up to 2 million liters of water every single day.
And here's where it gets really tricky. More than 2/3 of the new data centers built since 2022 are in places that are already struggling with water shortages. Think Arizona, Texas, parts of India. So our digital infrastructure is literally competing with local communities and farms for an incredibly precious resource.
So where are we headed? I mean, this demand is not slowing down. So what does the future of data even look like?
So what's driving all this? Just sheer raw demand. Get this, by 2025, the world is expected to create over 180 zettabytes of data a year. A zettabyte? That's 1 trillion gigabytes. It's a number so big it almost doesn't mean anything. And that's what's fueling this insane need for more and more data centers. So to try and deal with this, the industry is innovating like crazy. We're seeing this huge push for green data centers that run on renewable energy. Some are looking at using direct current power to be more efficient. Others are working on advanced cooling, like literally dunking servers in a special liquid, all the way to some really wild futuristic ideas like, what if we put data centers in space to use the constant solar power and the freezing cold?
And really, that brings us to the final, crucial question we have to ask ourselves. Our whole digital life is built on this incredible, but incredibly resource-hungry infrastructure. And as Catherine Sorensen from Arizona State University puts it so perfectly, we have to ask, is the increase in tax revenue and the relatively paltry number of jobs worth the water? It's a really complex trade-off, right? There are no easy answers here, and it's something we're all going to have to confront as we keep building this connected world of ours.